Day. All right, so our properties, we're going to identify the vertex, which we already know how to do. The axis of symmetry is a little bit, it's easy. Just from the vertex. The direction of the opening, we already know how to do. And the max and the min value of each is the vertex as well. So basically, we're practicing everything that we have. So some of these are already in vertex form and some of them are not. So you'll have to put some in vertex form. It's real close to the back. Did you find it? Sorry, hang on. You need some help? Sure. You have it here? Oh, this is the wrong. I hold on. Yeah. You should have a class. Okay, y'all have it. Y'all are in the same class. I printed them off for you, right? You have it. Find it. I don't have an extra packet. That's 3 or 4 extras that I've given out. Just in the class, I have people reach out. If not, just write it down. It's not a big deal. You have to have your packet because you did your work the other day. Have to have it. All right. So again, the properties, most of them you already know. When we get into Thursday and Friday next week, it's going to get a little more complicated, so be ready for that. All right, so this first one is already in vertex form. How do you know it's in vertex form? It's written as x plus 5 squared minus 1. So we're going to start with our vertex. What is your vertex? Be careful. Hold on one more second. Remember to watch for the y equals compared to the x equals, okay? So this one is y equals, so it's normal. What is your vertex?
-5, -1.
Perfect. Axis of symmetry, I'm going to hold off just a minute. We're going to do the ones that we know just to kind of review. Which way does this one open? If it's y equals, hold on, I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep interrupting y'all. Y'all are saying exactly what I need you to. Remember that y equals is either up or down. We look at the number in front of the parentheses. If there's no number there, that's a +1. So if it's positive, it opens up. And then your minimum or your maximum, you're going to tell me if it's a min or a max, and then you're going to tell me what that coordinate is, but you already know it because it's your vertex, okay? So if this one opens up, is it a minimum or a maximum?
Minimum.
It's a minimum, and it's a minimum at -5, -1. All right, so if we graph this one, and I really don't care whether you graph it or not. We're going to do it in our notes, but in your homework, if you don't want to, that's fine. We're going to do -5, -1. And I'm going to sketch it. That's all it asks me to do. It says it opens up, so I'm going to sketch it. So your axis of symmetry is the middle of that parabola. So that would be this line that I put on here. And this is the only reason that I'm sketching it. The graph does not matter at this point, okay? It's just for you to visually see the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry has to be written as an equation because it's a line. It goes through the x-axis. And where does it go through the x-axis at? -5. It is going to be the x coordinate of your vertex. If it's an x equals, that flips it left, right, it'll be your y coordinate. Okay, so we'll do a couple of those. You get into that again after Thanksgiving. So this is helping you before you even get into that Thanksgiving. So after Thanksgiving, not after Thanksgiving, after next Wednesday stuff, before Thanksgiving. All right, the next one is also in vertex form. We don't have to do any work. It is y equals, so what is your vertex? -6, -6. What is your direction? Good. Why is it up? Yep, it's a +3 in front. Does that make it a max or a min? A min because it opens up, it's a minimum, and it's a minimum at -6, -6. So if I graph that and then I sketch it, it looks like this. Means my axis of symmetry is right here on what? Write it as an equation or you're going to get it wrong. Axis of symmetry is x equals -6. If you don't have to sketch the graph, you don't have to. I'm going to do it during your notes so that you guys can see it. But after that, in your homework, I don't need it. Okay. Number 3 is also in vertex form. What is your vertex?
-2, 3.
Change the sign, keep the sign. I'm gonna wait on the axis of symmetry. What's the direction? Down. Why is it down? Is it gonna be a max or a min? It is gonna be a max. Where is that max gonna be at? -2, 3. So -2, 1, 2, 3 opens down. So it's gonna be sketched like this. Where is your axis of symmetry? X equals -2. That's it. So the only thing really new is the axis of symmetry. That's it. Okay. All right. Do I have to do any work to number 4?
No.
No. So if I rewrite it just so you can see it, this is the same thing as x plus 0 squared plus 3. So where's your vertex? What's your direction of opening? Up. Oh, a U ran together there, sorry. Is it a max or a min? If it opens up, a min. And where's that minimum at? Wait. Where's your minimum at? Your vertex, right? Everybody good? So 0, 3 opens up. Where's your axis of symmetry? X equals 0. Number 5, excuse me, y'all. Number 5 is also in vertex form. So what's your vertex?
-6, -2.
Perfect. I can't. Symmetry. Direction? Down. Max or min? Where's it at? -6, -2. And then your axis of symmetry, if we have -6, -2, and it opens down, here's your axis of symmetry at, what's my equation?
-6.
X equals -6. Make sure you have the x equals or I'm going to count it wrong. It's not just -6, it's x equals because we're talking about a line, okay? All right, so what's different about number 6? Yeah, it's not in vertex form. So I want to put it in vertex form. I'm going to grab some paper so I don't have to squish it up on this sheet right here. So what do we have to do first? Yeah, multiply by -3. That gives us -3y equals -3 times -1 is a positive x squared. Sorry, that should be an x. All your denominators go away and your signs change. -8x plus 28. What's my first step?
Subtract 28.
28. Yep, good job. There's nothing else to pull out, so I can go ahead and put my blank in there. What goes in the first blank?
16.
8 divided by 2 is 4, squared is 16. Since I didn't pull anything out, it goes in the other side as well. I get -3y. What's 16 minus 28? -12. Rewrite square root, sine square root, x minus 4 squared. What do I do now? Move the 12, negative 3y equals x minus 4 squared. Add the 12. And then your last step, divide everything by negative 3. So your final equation is y equals, we're going to rewrite it to be negative 1/3 x minus 4 squared. 12 divided by negative 3 is negative 4. So what's your vertex?
4, negative 4.
Good. Your direction?
Down.
Why is it down?
Negative.
Good. Is it a max or a min then?
Max.
And that max is at 4, negative 4. So if it asks you for the max or the min, it's always the vertex, okay? And then where's our axis of symmetry? Since it opens down, it's going to be x equals. Again, if the coordinate, if the equation is y equals, your axis of symmetry is always going to be the offset variable. So this one will be x equals. And what is the x coordinate of your vertex? 4. It's always the x coordinate of your vertex. All right. Any questions on those? Next one. We have y equals negative 3x squared minus 24x minus 53. What do I need to do first? Move the 53. Oh, Snapchat. Better not be snapping about me talking some trash. I'm just kidding. Everybody good? What do I do now? Take out the negative 3. We have x squared plus 8x, and then we're going to put our blanks in. What goes in the blank? Inside. Yep, same thing we did last time with 16, but on this one, what do we have to have? 16 times negative 3. Negative 48. Clean it up. Negative 48 plus 53. Say it again. Everybody okay? Okay. Y minus 5 equals, rewrite, square root, sine, square root. So x plus 4 squared. Last.
Wouldn't it be y plus 5?
Yeah, sorry. Thank you. I was a step ahead. I was here. What do I have to do now? Subtract it. That's where I was. All right. What's your vertex? Negative 4, negative 5. It's y equals, so your axis of symmetry is x equals, and what is your x coordinate? Negative 4. What's your direction? Down because it's negative. Is it a max or a min? Max at negative 4, negative 5. And again, I know that's tedious to rewrite it, but it's just getting you to understand the max, the min, and the vertex are all, it's all the same. Okay, it's all the same. All right, let's skip to number 11. We'll go back to my paper. Number 11. What's different about number 11? It's an x equals, but it's already in vertex form, right? So we're good to go. So if it's an x equals, remember we read our vertex backwards. This will be your y coordinate. So this is your x coordinate. So what is your vertex? Negative 1, 6. Your axis of symmetry, if it's x equals, is going to be y equals. And it's going to be whatever your y coordinate is. So what's your y coordinate of your vertex?
6.
That's all you do. Okay. So axis of symmetry is the new one. What's your direction? Left. Why? Because it's negative. And then is this a max or a min? Not really either one. Okay. So don't worry about max or min on your left, right. Got it? All right. Next one. Already in vertex form. What's your vertex?
-2, -4.
Your axis of symmetry. Y equals, and it's whatever the y coordinate is, which is -4. And which way does it open? And again, opens right because it's positive. Any questions so far? Pretty simple, right? All right, they are not going to ask you for your max or min on this at all. If you're talking about a max or a min on this, your max would be where it changes from increasing to decreasing, and there's not really one on there. Okay. Also in vertex form for the next 3. So we'll do a couple of them and then we'll move on. So remember this one, if there's no number on the outside, you can put that +0 just as a visual for yourself. I don't need to see it. What's your vertex? 0, 6. Axis of symmetry. Since the equation is x equals, your axis of symmetry is y equals. And then which way does it open? Right. Again, it's right because the number in front of the parentheses is positive. That's it. Drop down to number 15. What's your vertex? -2, -4. Axis symmetry. Y equals -4. And your direction. Left. Why is it left? -2. That's it. All right. How do I fix this one? Move the 22. So we get x minus 22 equals y squared minus 10y. There's nothing to take out. So we can go ahead and put our blanks. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Squared is 25. -25 minus 22 is 3. What's the other side going to be when I rewrite it?
Y -5 squared.
Perfect. And then the last step is to move that 3 over. So y minus 5 squared, move the 3. What's your vertex? -3, +5. Axis of symmetry, since it's x equals, this one will be y equals, and your y coordinate is 5. And what's your direction? And again, it's right because it's positive in front of that. That's pretty much it, guys. We're good. Let's do 17. We're not going to do many more of these. I want to do, yeah, let's do 3 more, 17 and then 19 and 20 because they're fractions, just to get fractions in there one more time. All right, so 17 because it's got that negative. We're going to move the 7 over. We get -y squared minus 6y. I want to take that negative out. And put the blank in. In this blank, 6 divided by 2 is 3, squared is 9. But in this blank, remember you have to do what you took out, which was a -1, times what you put in, which is 9. So a -9 in this blank, you can see my negative, sorry. -9 plus 7 is -2. We're going to rewrite, there's a negative in front. Y plus 3 squared. And then your last step is to move the 2. -y plus 3 squared. Add the 2. What's your vertex? 2, -3. Sorry, I don't know why I put that on there. 2, -3. Axis symmetry. And your direction. Perfect. Very good. Not too bad. All right, one more. No, two more. Sorry. One more page. And then you can do your quiz, and your quiz looks exactly the same. Just a second. All right, what do I do to this one? Yeah, we have 4, 2, and 4, so we have different denominators, but we're gonna multiply by the biggest one. The 4 will get everything taken care of, okay? If you need to multiply by both, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna actually do a -4 because this one's a -1/4. It'll take care of the 4s, but 4 divided by 2 is 2. So you're gonna actually have a 2 left over up there. So -4x, write it down here, equals y squared. We're going to change it to a -2y and a -15. Struggling today, sorry. Y'all. All right. Move your 15 over. I get -4x plus 15 equals y squared minus 2y. We're going to put in our blank. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Squared is 1. Since I didn't pull anything out, that's what goes in both blanks. Over here, we're going to add it together, -4x plus 16. We can rewrite y minus 1 squared. Again, square root of the first, sine square root of the last. Move your 16, -4x equals y minus 1 squared, and subtract your 16. And then the last step is divide by -4. We have x equals, rewrite it as -1/4, y minus 1 squared, and then a plus 4. What's your vertex? 4, 1. Axis of symmetry, y equals 1. And what's your direction? Left, because it's negative. All right. Number 20. Sorry, y'all. Number 20. We're going to multiply by -3. So that'll get rid of all your denominators and it'll change your signs. So you get -3x equals -3 times -1. Take that off. It's a positive y squared, a positive 10y, and a positive 31. Subtract your 31. And then put your blanks in since there's nothing to take out. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Squared is 25 on both sides. 25 minus 31. -6. Rewrite y plus 5 squared. Add your 6, so -3x equals y plus 5 squared plus 6. And then divide by -3. We get -1/3 y plus 5 squared minus 2. What's your vertex? -2, -5. Your axis of symmetry, y equals -5. Sorry, y'all. In your direction, You sure?
Left.
Left. It's negative 1/3. So just take your time on that. All right. Hang out for just a minute. Don't go anywhere. Look, let me show you on your quiz. I'm gonna show you one on your quiz. So they do show the max and the min value. It's gonna be whatever your X is. It'll be a max if it's on the right and a min if it's on the left. So look at this one really fast. It's number 6 on your quiz. You guys just hang out for a minute and look at it. What's your vertex? Be careful because it's X equals. So what's your vertex? Okay, if you guys look, that eliminates B and C. Your axis of symmetry. It's X equals, so we do Y equals what? 9. If you look, that already eliminates that A. So let's look at D and I'll show you the rest of it. 1/4 is positive, so that's how you know it's right. And then it says your minimum value is 0. So if we were to graph this, we would start it at 0, 9, and it would open to the right. Since this vertex is on the left, everybody got that? The vertex is on the left side. That makes it a minimum. And it's your minimum X. It's going to be your vertex X, which is 0. Now, compared to your other one, I'm giving you answers, so you better be writing them down. Compared to your other ones. So if we look at 1, I'm almost done. Y'all hang out for just a second. I'm almost done. If we look at number 1, what's your vertex on number 1?
-4, -6.
So that just eliminates A, everything else is fine. What's your axis of symmetry? It's Y equals, so it's got to be X equals. And what is our X coordinate? -4. So X equals -4, but not D. Which way does it open? This one said it opens up, this one says down, so it has to be C. Where did the max value come from? It's your Y coordinate. So your max, how high does it go? It goes up to -6. So I just want you to know where those numbers come from. So it'll be the same thing. The only difference is you'll know max and min compared like on up and down. So here's just a thing. If it's X equals and it looks like this will be a minimum value. And this will be a max value. So if it's X equals, just so you guys know. All right, everybody okay? All right, I'm gonna stop sharing, stop recording.